said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Arizona State Sun Devils, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. The Dogs ready to get this thing started and open the season. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll try to get outside. Shakes off the defender. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. Let's think a second about Arizona State. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one, make that first impression.
And he is brought down, but what a move he put on that first defender.
You can skin the cat a lot of different ways. You're just trying to get enough yards to pick up that first down. It's not the dive man. It's not the quarterback. He makes the right read, pitches it out, and he's just able to get enough to keep these sticks moving.
This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Off play action on first down. Got a man in the middle. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
And the Sun Devils have it with a 1st and 10. On the option. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Looking for a man. It's Dyer. They get to him as he throws. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
The quarterback had no shot on that play. He had a defender bearing down on him. He knew he was going to get hit. I think he should have just thrown that thing out of bounds. He's lucky that wasn't picked throwing into double coverage.
From the gun, wants to pass. Buys a little extra time. Wide open downfield. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
This guy just is so comfortable running routes, and he has such a good feel for those soft spots on defense there. They're playing zone coverage, so he's able to find that pocket, make it easy on his quarterback, and they pick up the first down.
Now on the option. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job, nice scripted plays, taking advantage, strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up, get a stop, force him either to kick a field goal or get no points, and this drive is still a success.
The Sun Devils kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They'll power it inside with the fullback. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
I love DBs that want to tackle. They get an opportunity to look like heroes on these outside toss plays. Physical play by the corner there, getting the ball cleared down behind the line of scrimmage.
The noise level is relentless here on second down. Back to pass, it's Dyer. Bringing the heat. They get him up flush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. No good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it.
You can't miss opportunities like that. You're playing on the road in a hostile environment. You're trying to seize momentum right out of the gate. You get a nice drive to start the game, and then you miss the field goal. You don't get any points to show for that. If they're going to win this one, guys, they've got to take advantage of those types of opportunities.
Going right to work up top. That's caught. It's Valentine. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Breaks into the open. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
And the Bulldogs just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. The give on the inside. Inside the 35. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. And those hairy dogs taking a bite out of another first down.
You don't usually find Georgia teams that complicate things. They know who they are, and it starts with running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. That's what the Dogs do.
Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Valentine. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. They'll go to the ground. Spins away from the defender. Headed to the end zone. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off of you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Hamilton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
There's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set. Make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On second down, he'll try to make the connection. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there.
And this is a rhythm timing throw. They're in zone defense behind. Sometimes you got to wait for that second window to open up before you throw this slant. But not being on the same page, defense breaking on the football. That wasn't a great play by this offense.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Hamilton. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Here's the handoff. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a fumble on the play. Got enough for the first down. Oh, look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. And the Sun Devils come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Sun Devils will punt this one away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Fair catches signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive work.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Takes the handoff. It's Clemens. Fights off the defender. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4. Let's take a little step back and have a look at Georgia. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry-pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. He might want another play. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He's got it. 1st down and more. They'll get him on the ground under 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Grabbed over the middle. It's Clemens. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
And the Dogs lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. To the ground to try to move the chains. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Got a man. It's Taylor. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. Quarterback may change this route. He breaks his tackle. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knocked that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
The Bulldogs come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
A 51-yard field goal is not really unreasonable in terms of range, but they'll try to convert on fourth down. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
You know, offensively in that situation, fourth down, you're throwing for it. Everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is coming off the field.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag, and the D might have been a little too rough on the quarterback there. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Yards. First down for the offense after that penalty. Defense showing heavy blitz at the line. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They'll move the wide receiver. He's looking to throw. Finds his man. It's Gaines. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on second down. He's going to throw deep right side. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make the play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Gaines. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Just keeps slinging it. Looking down the middle. He makes a catch. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9. He'll try to get it in with the run. Looking for the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Sun Devils!
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Northern Illinois put together a very impressive showing today in one of the more complete victories we've seen from the Huskies in some time. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Gonna run it. It's Valentine. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Valentine. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. Quarterback making adjustments. Wants to go up top on first down. The sure hands, it's Valentine. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Valentine.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Second down, he'll throw it. Right down the middle. A strike downfield. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Snagged in the middle. It's Clemens. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Georgia heads to the line with a first and goal. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll use the running game on first and goal. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They'll run it to the left here, looking for the goal line. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs!
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. I guess they're trying to send a message to start this second half, lined up for an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They'll open the second half with a run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And that doesn't happen very often. That's their go-to guy. I love the way they move him around the field, and they try to attack the middle with him to get the ball in his hands and let him do some damage. And he shows you the drop. Okay, it's in there, but it doesn't happen very often.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Punch it out of the air. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big...
There he goes! And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Georgia! Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the kick is good, but there's a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be roughing the kicker. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. option look. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. They'll give it to the back. Got enough for the first. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. They drag him down pretty quickly, but the defense forced a big turnover.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here, Reese. Goodness gracious, you can hear the contact. Such a big lick. The offensive guy doesn't hold on to the football. Huge momentum swing. Big turnover forced by the defense.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8.
Let's go!
Wants to adjust the pattern. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, you wonder that time if the QB was just forcing that one over to his running back. He's already made some catches in this game. The defense is aware of that, though. And that time, they had outstanding coverage. There was no way that was going to be complete.
Now facing a 3rd and long.
Jackrabbit.
From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Taylor. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
Trying to turn the corner on the left. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
I'm loving this offense mixing the toss plays in their game plan. And what these tosses are going to do, it's going to set up a play-action opportunity where they can fake the toss and try to take a shot downfield.
Georgia going back to work with another first down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle, it's White. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Bully ball on third and short. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Well, I think you're seeing the mental approach this offense is taking now. The nice lead here late in the third quarter. They're satisfied to just run the ball and chip away at this clock. This has been a really good-looking drive. Plenty of plays. They're staying on the field. They're bleeding and ticking this clock away. Nice job there getting it done on the ground.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. Wants to go up top. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches? Who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play over top of somebody?
Play number 11 on this drive. The defense has yielded ground, but they're trying to get a stop on third and goal. He wants to throw it. Got it behind the line. It's Valentine. And that's good for the completion percentage and bad for the yardage. They lose ground on that one.
Well, the offense on third down there, they're just trying to spit the ball out quickly and see if they can get a block and get north. But the defense, really nice job getting after the catch, getting a tackle, and now setting up fourth down.
Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead is extended a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Texas Tech was all gas and no brakes in one of the more convincing wins we'll see this week. The type of performance Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree used to deliver in that memorable 11-win season of 2008. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. He'll ride his man on the option. And he finds enough running room, and he's marked down at the 20. And the Sun Devils come to the line in the hurry-up.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for D-line play at the University of Georgia. It was his athleticism. It was his tenacity. He wasn't just getting sacks and tackles for losses. He was picking off passes and taking them to the house. He was like the honey badger before the honey badger, but playing D-line. All-timer.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
We'll have After struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
They booted away on fourth down. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. To show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. Wants to throw on first down. Using the quick game. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Taking it the other way. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Arizona State! The defense does the work itself with a pick 6.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the fourth. They'll line up for the onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown 1 in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
All the way down at the 33-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The give to the back. They get him stopped at the 26, but boy, that was an attitude run, a pickup of 6.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
The Dogs can really attack on this 2nd and short. Quarterback making checks. Using his legs, it's Clemens. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
It's a nice job by the receiver working past the sticks. Looked like it was going to be a first down by the offense, but how about the physical play knocking that ball loose?
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive, and they'll push that lead out a little further.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
Coming out with it, it's Hamilton. And the returner will be dragged down. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Fires to the right. Makes the grab. It's Gaines. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. The Sun Devils moving quickly to the line. Gets the back moving. Now the toss. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job at assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a catch.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
This defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the 4th quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
And the Sun Devils with the 1st and 10. They'll try to get the edge on the left. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I think at this point in the game now in the second half, down by as many points as they are, it's going to be really hard for the offense to sprinkle in the run. They tried it there. It didn't work. I think you got to be thinking about the passing game now and start trying to identify playmakers out on the perimeter of the field that can get you back in this game.
The Sun Devils trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Scanning the field, it's Dyer. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
The dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on 3rd down. Running to Green. Picks up the first down, still moving. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. And the Sun Devils pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Motion from the back. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 10, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Sun Devils!
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown, and you've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer.
That makes the score Georgia 27, Arizona State 20.
Just under a minute and a half to play, and to have a shot, you got to believe they have to recover this onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Starts a drive trying to go up top. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Got it in the middle. It's Taylor.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
And this offense stays aggressive and they pass the football. I think you can always look back and say, 3rd and short, I'd love for you to run it, be the more physical team. But nice job sticking up and bowing their necks for this defense.
They'll keep the offense on the field on 4th down already with a 1-possession lead. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Big man has it, it's a 1st down and more. He's got enough for the 1st down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. And the Bulldogs will try to run out the clock in the final minute. Looking for space, it's Clemens. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, running back on the move. Got the 1st down and more. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Guys, this one's going to go down as a nice win against a ranked opponent. We didn't get the upset that many had thought we might.
No, they proved to the entire country watching this game that they are indeed the superior team. Offensively, defensively, running, throwing, whatever it is they wanted to get accomplished today in all 3 phases, David, they were better.
Yeah, and listen, at this point, I don't really care about the beauty contest. Like, your goal is to survive and advance. You played a really, really good opponent. You took care of business and continue to stay above them in the rankings, which is the only thing that matters at this point in the season.
He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6.
Well, there's not a lot of mystery what you're going to do on offense at this point of the game. With the lead late, you're just going to lean on your star running back. This is a guy who is going to play on Sundays at the next level. Just keep giving him the football and just let him take this thing over.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll try the run. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
They'll come to the line, first and goal with the lead and the clock working in their favor. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Trying to surge it in. And he crosses the goal line for the late touchdown, and that one just might finish this baby off.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point makes this a 13-point game here in the fourth. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside the 15, here comes the return. No more room to run. They make the tackle right there, and the clock is at 0, and that's how this one will end. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at, and I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.